Morning, Jules here from JoolsEDesigns at JT Creations. Welcome to my channel. So what we're doing today, I know it's not Valentine's and it's a heart, but we're doing hearts with pockets from a square and a circle. So this is a 3-inch square, 3 inches, 3 inches, 3 inches, 3 inches, and this is a 3-inch diameter circle. So I did one out of, was it this? Yep, did a smaller one, traced round it, cut round it, and it was 2.5, and so I did a 2.5 inch square like that. So you can use a cup. I used a cup for this one. And what you do is you have your square and you have your, then you draw around your circle. Obviously that's too big. Draw around your circle and then put that on the halfway mark, draw around it, then you cut it out, then 2 you fold in and you leave those 2 like that. So I've got some we're going to try some book page first. Now what I did do was I folded the circle in half so that I had a halfway mark, and what I'll do is I'll ink that halfway mark so you can see it. I should really use the black pen that I used to draw around the cup. Whoop. Okay, gone off. So what I'll do is I'll just draw a nice and there we are. So you can see the halfway mark. So what I'm doing, and I am using a pencil because I will rub some of this out. So I've got a sharp pencil and I'm just and if you go off, just find your lines again. And there we are. So I can see the lines there. So I'm not going to cut them out because what I want to do is I want to place that line there on that line and make sure that the 2 edges are there, and then what we do is we draw around that, turn it round and match that line up with that and make sure it's on there. And there we are. And again, match that line up with the line that you've drawn on your square and make sure that the 2 lines here are either side of your circle and draw around. And this just allows you to use your pretty papers and book page and everything. There is a take and create coming out where I've done this. There's actually, if you look back at some of my take and creates, because if you fold all of them like that, and I've done this before, made a circle pocket, and you stick them on, and then you stick them on that side, and then you've got a circle pocket, which is nice. So you can use this template for that as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly cut this out. Now we've got that. So then what we do is we fold 2 of them in like that. And there you've got your heart. Now you can't see that as good as, because I've drawn around it, I've like pressed on it. But what I am going to do is I'm going to use this as a template for I'm doing a daisy one, and I don't want to waste too much paper, so that's why I'm doing it. So once you've done this, you can you know, make one and use it as a template. Make it out a cereal box, or just, you know, whatever card. Cereal box is probably about the best because it's kind of a good chipboard, grey board, and then you can put a grommet in it and hang it up somewhere in your craft room. Right, okay. Got that. So we've got 3. Ah, there it is. So what I'll do is I will ink round the edges first. I'm using ground espresso. I'm going from that corner to that corner. If you don't have one of these, you can use a pen that doesn't have any, you know, a nib of a pen that doesn't have any ink in it anymore. And obviously you do 2 together. So again, now that one, so I've got a nice daisy heart with a nice pocket, or I can do it that way, and I think that's the way I'm going to do it. And I would normally stick that down, but I'm not going to stick it down yet until we've decided which way we're going to do it. So this, we'll do these 2. That in, make sure that I did get the right ones. Yep, pressing that over, pressing that over, and there we are. So there's another one, and just following the big page on that one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit more inking around these, and I think what we'll do is we'll do this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm just I'm just doing the two edges. And there we are. Just make sure that none of it goes in the back because you'll stick your pocket down. And then what you can do is with this one you can use a little bit of book page. Now this is just a little bit of music paper, just put that way. And I'm just going to have that one coming off there just ever so slightly. I'm just getting my labels out. Do this one. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to push that one that way, and let's see if I can. No, I'm not going to be able to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lift that a little bit. No, I'm going to put it upside down, I don't care. And these are just labels that are printed off one day well, made up one day when I had nothing else. So we've got a little word here that says breathe. And as I said, there's no theme to this one, so this can go in any journal. And then if I wanted to give it a theme once I've decided, and then I can do that. And do we want a little brown one on? Purple hanging off there. Yeah, I think we'll have that one there. And there we are. And then you can put your ephemera in. We will find some ephemera for it. I think what we might do is we might make some book page pockets or something. So we'll see. Again. Be careful when you're sticking them, because that, if you put too much glue and it overruns, you will stick your pocket down. You don't really want to do that. So I'm now looking at a lace. Do I want to lace? Yeah, look at this one. Give me 2 seconds. I think we might go with we'll put them down, either that or I will go around them. This one does bend a bit, so what I want is, I've got Trimet's fabric glue, and I'm just squeezing it out. Okay, that just fits in there. So what I've done is I've done it round like that. So I'm just, and I might need to cut that. I think I will. So we'll just have that like that. And just a little bit on the top of there. So we've got a nice pocket then. I'm just waiting on that drying a little bit, and as we've got some, this is like a washi tape kind of thing, so I'm just going to carry this on up here. Just put that up there. Yep. Put that one underneath. No, I'm going to keep it on the same. Or do I want that one? That was the one I went for first. Yeah, I'm going to go with that one, but I'm going to ink around the edges. Just just put that to one side. We'll do this one. Right, I've just put it kind of inside rather than too near the edge. Now this one I'm going to do some ripped paper, and didn't mean for that to happen. We'll have this one. That's it. And this one I'm going to do some stamping. I'm going to use this daisy head. So I just want it on there. And I'm going to use this. Put that back on there, and I'm going to use this text. There. I think we'll put that there, yeah, quite like that. Again. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to do what we did I'm just using an aqua marker, just doing some little orange dots around the centre of the daisy inside. And then just a little water brush. And all I'm doing is I'm just hitting the where I've put the yellow, and just bringing it out a little bit, not too much. It's not the right medium for, like, it's like not watercolour card or anything. It will go a little bit yellow, but nothing perfect. Not looking for perfection, I'm just looking for grungy, old and grungy. And of course the ink will mingle as well. And there we are. Right, so we'll get some pages. Just put them back. Okay, so I'm just folding that in half. That will fold it in half that way. Now this is crumbly paper, so it's kind of no good for journal pages. You need to stick two together, which is what I'm doing. So I would use these as like glue bits or whatever. And there we are. So what we've got is we've got a little book, but we need to take some off. And I've just cut this down, so it's like making the little journal card. And that's all we're doing. We'll just put some little photographs on them. And then you've got your little bit of journaling space there. So we've got this one on there. And you can just journal on there or whatever. Take a little bit more of that off. And there we are. So there's that one. We've got this again. Fold it in half. I'm just using glue stick. And if you're wondering where I got the size of the glue stick from, it's from a shop called The Range here in the UK. It's quite good. And this one might not be as... Look at this. Yep, fine. So again, once the book page dries, obviously it's feels a little bit damp at the moment. It's a little bit malleable because it's got glue on it. But again, it opens up like that. That fits in there. And we'll have that one on there. And that is "Be the change you wish to see in the world." And these are made quite a while ago on just old book page. Again, I use my book pages up quite well. Nothing goes to waste. So we've got that one. Do we want one? Do a book page. just looking to see if I've got any. No, I'll use that one. Again. Just make sure there's plenty of glue on it. Alright, so we'll take off quite a bit at the bottom. And what I am going to do is, that's what I was looking for in the first place, was to see if I had any music paper big enough to fold. That's alright, go on that there. Now when you open it, if there's just a bit too much and you don't want to, you want some plain paper, I've got some bits of book page here. Which I'll use up. And there we are. And I think we might put that one on there. Or this one, I think this one. And I think we'll do a plain one on here. Have a look. Yeah. So, well, and this is, again, it's just, it's not even old book page. This was a book I picked up in Cyprus. I just like the font. Just going to trim that a little bit. That one, and it doesn't have to be a square, but we'll put this and I think we'll put that one on there, just in the middle, and So we have that one underneath. And what about this one on top? Yeah. Okay, so we've got these. Now if you wanted, you could put grommets in them and dangle things off them. That's now, that lace is now stuck there. It's quite nice. That's I think what we might do is we might try a little grommet. We'll do it on this one, and you know what, I'll do it on here. And we'll put an antique brass one in. That one there. I think we'll have one up here. Large. We'll leave that like that. I have some antique brass and what we're going to stick on that one, that on. First of all, I think we'll put a sequin. Then that, and then another sequin, I think. Oops, not letting me. Here we are. So there we are, we've got got that one. Then we've got one here, and I think again, if I can get a sequin. Oh, managed. Oh, we've got a leaf sequin here. What else have I got? Got some little metal rings. got some wooden beads, but I don't think I want wooden beads, and I've got a little silver bead here, we'll see. It might not be a little silver bead, I think it's just something that's been stuck on something. Here's a little bead. And then we've got a bit of material with a grommet in it. And hang on, I've got some tags somewhere, little mini tags. We'll take the little bit of material off, and that bead, we'll put that on something else. I'm going to put that on there like that, and there we are. So you can turn that round if you wanted and have it whatever way you wanted there. So I hope you get something out. So they're like, trying to think what to call them, heart pockets, I think. Little heart pockets, and I quite like them, and I quite like them with the little dangles on, so you can have them with the dangles or without. I've just done, you can do nice little square journal cards for them. I've done little journal card books. That one you can write in. This one we did. Oh. And this one was the 3 inch square. That was the 2.5 inch square. So as I said, if you did them smaller, you could have one inside the other, but they do look nice in a journal. I've only got a B journal at the moment, so we'll have a look. It's upside down. We'll have a look. I'll go for more of a plain page. This up. So there. So you could stick it in, you could glue it down that way, and then you'd have a pocket behind. You could glue it down that way and have it as a tuck. It's entirely up to you. You can have it as a corner pocket. It will go in a pocket. I'm just wondering, it'll go in a belly band. So there's our little belly band. So we'll put it in a belly band. I don't think I've got anything else on. Yep, we've got our pockets. So if we took and fit it in there, so that's entirely up to you. So hope you get something out of this, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.